The Pittsburgh Police Department wants neighborhoods to be safe and secure this holiday season. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
Plus, simple tricks to keep your Christmas tree fresh and safe through the holidays.
A Georgia Republican is calling it quits and says the president is putting her life in danger. I'm Caroline Shively in Washington. I'll have that story coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The holiday season brings joy and celebration, but also a spike in crime. This is KOAM News. I'm Tanya Bach. FBI data shows December and January have the highest crime rates of the year, with nearly 500,000 homes burglarized during the holidays. But Pittsburgh police are offering a simple solution for travelers. KOAM's Kenny Foreman explains how one phone call can protect your home while you're away.
As many people get set to travel this holiday season, they could be leaving their homes more vulnerable to break-ins and theft. It's why the Pittsburgh Police Department is offering to help make sure their property is secure while they're out of town.
During this time of year, people are traveling for extended periods of time, going to visit family out of the area or out of state. So this is when we normally see maybe a slight pickup in some residential thefts and burglaries.
Deputy Chief Henderson says, according to 2022 through 2024 stats, there is a 20% increase in December burglaries in Pittsburgh compared to the other 11 months. It's also consistently the peak month for property crime. FBI crime data shows it's similar nationwide. It's a worrisome problem that is no stranger to a vibrant college town like Pittsburgh.
We know that sometimes around the university, when students are going to be gone from December to January for the winter break, during that period of time they may leave the residence they have down here for a while, and during that time they may be burglarized or a motor vehicle broken into.
Those away from home may feel uneasy, but the department is willing to do its part in making sure they come back finding everything the way they left it.
Our officers, as they're available, can go by and check, make sure everything appears to be okay with the residents. We would ask that if people are going to do that, if they could please leave a contact phone number for us in case there is an emergency or in case we need to get in touch with somebody, either them or a designated responding party for checking their house and everything.
And there's more steps residents can take to not leave anything to chance.
Timer switch for lights at your house. That way it has the appearance of somebody being home at irregular hours of time. And just generally, just like I said, make contact with your neighbors. Ask them to help keep an eye out and report any suspicious activities. If anyone sees anything strange or unusual, you can always call the police department. We'll have officers come out and check it out.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Anyone interested in this service is welcome to call the Pittsburgh Police Department's Dispatch Center and provide them with their address. Your home will then be added to the periodic patrol checklist. Meteorologist Austin Stantz joins us now with a first look at weather.
Yeah, it's been a chilly and soggy evening out there as we've headed into these later evening hours. You'll notice the ground saturated enough to give it that glossy look. If you're going to be on the roadways, be careful out there. It's a little bit slick right now. Current temperatures outside, well, we'll take a look at those current conditions. 56 degrees right now. The wind's out of the south-southwest, 8 miles per hour. That overcast sky. Cloud cover blanketing the area right now, still tracking some of these showers, some heavier than others off to the northeast here. If you're traveling along 49, a heavy shower here going to be making its way through just north of Shell City, headed towards Butler there, and then off to the south near Stockton, just a brief shower right now just crossing 49 just south of Drywood as well. And then off to the west we have that heavy shower just south of Mound City, crossing 69. I'll have details on when we can expect these showers to exit the area, and colder temperatures look to make their way back into the 4 states.
All right, thanks, Austin. Well, authorities in Fredonia respond to a fatal crash just after midnight this morning. It happened on U.S. Highway 400 just northwest of Fredonia in Wilson County. A van traveling west veered into the oncoming lane and struck a semi-truck head-on. Troopers say the impact moved the semi to the shoulder. The driver of the van from South Carolina died at the scene. And authorities are also investigating 2 separate weekend fatalities in southeast Kansas, one involving highway traffic, the other involving a train. The first, a train pedestrian fatality in Altoona, Kansas. It happened around 3 p.m. Saturday. Investigators say 21-year-old Angel Stevens of Altoona was walking on West 7th Street and stepped in front of the train. They believe she did not see or hear it. And a 3-vehicle crash claims the life of a woman in south of Iola. This one happened on Old Highway 69 near the Elm Creek Bridge Saturday evening. Investigators say Deanna Foster of Viola was driving a pickup and crossed the center line, sideswiping two other vehicles. The pickup overturned, trapping Foster inside. She later died at the hospital. No one else was seriously hurt. Well, some have already put theirs up, while others wait until after Thanksgiving. We're talking about Christmas trees popping back up in homes once again and people flocking to tree lots to claim their own. Now, for those who still want a live or cut tree for the holiday, Nick Kelly shows us simple ways to keep it healthy.
Mandy Turner is the retail manager for Carson's Nurseries, where live evergreen trees are ready for purchase and decorating. Not only is her home and the nursery set for Christmas, she's been handling calls for Christmas trees for a while.
My first call was actually on Halloween for a Christmas tree. But they were looking for cut Christmas trees, which we don't offer. We do offer live trees.
While the nursery checks trees for any bagworms or insects before selling, tree shoppers can take their trees home, inspect, and shake the tree over a white cloth. Any bugs that fall can be vacuumed up. Whether it's a cut tree or a live tree that will be planted after Christmas, Turner says one key factor will help make sure it stays fresh.
Keeping your root mass moist is going to ensure that you're not going to have that needle drop or that the leaves falling off. It's not going to show damage till 30 days later, but as long as you keep that root system moist and keeping it hydrated, you shouldn't have any issues.
While the root ball doesn't need to be in standing water, trees must be checked for water each day or a couple times a day, depending on the tree. Turner also recommends a 3-day period for a tree to rest in the garage to acclimate to the heat inside your home. She also encourages live tree buyers to cool it down after the holiday for keeping.
Then we put it back outside. After that, after we get it planted, we got to keep up on the watering on it still. It's a real Christmas tree. You cut it, it gets cut down, the tree is done, we use it for a Christmas tree, and then we throw it in the burn pile. This way, you can still enjoy it for years to come.
One more tip, if a live or cut tree makes its way into your home, keep it away from the fireplace. While it may look nice, trees near a source of heat could die sooner and become a fire hazard as the tree dies out. And that's another incentive to keep the tree watered and healthy through Christmas. Well, coming up, the war on drugs.
The U.S. reportedly getting set for a new phase of operations against the Maduro regime in Venezuela. I'm Lucas Tomlinson in Trinidad. I'll have the details coming up.
But up first, time is running out to use your medical and dental benefits, what you need to know.
We learn more about the holiday shows coming to connect to cold.
Book is coming soon to Missouri. Sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets once we're live.
It's the time of year when doctors see an increase in patients as people try to get things taken care of before their deductible starts over January 1st. Chris Bryant shares what you can do to avoid the rush for next year.
The holiday rush is on, and we're not talking about shopping.
With things that they've kind of put off and trying to rush in to get in, or things that may have just started and they're like, man, I just want to get this done before the end of the year.
People are trying to squeeze in everything from annual wellness visits to screenings like a colonoscopy and routine tests to follow-up appointments and lab work.
The big hindrance to that is getting in with a specialist that has to handle that. So sometimes we can and sometimes we can't.
But it's not just trying to get things taken care of before the new year that causes healthcare professionals to see an increase in patients.
Sick visits, we don't turn away any sick kids. If they have to be seen, they're seen same day.
Abigail Pierce is a nurse practitioner with Boston Mountain Rural Health in Lead Hill, Arkansas. She says the flu and cold season is another reason providers see an increase this time of year. An important thing to discuss with your provider at the end of the year is your medications to make sure you have refills and reassess your prescriptions.
Yeah, typically we respond to telephone encounters and refill requests, typically within 24 hours.
Time is of the essence when so many people want to be seen.
As far as like routine stuff goes, every patient is scheduled in a 20-minute block, so sometimes it can put us behind, especially if patients are like saving 10 problems for one visit.
And there is a simple way to avoid the end of the year rush.
A way to do that is come in and see us more frequently.
Well, you never really know what's happening inside a car in a parking lot, but you probably wouldn't expect a woman in labor. Well, that happened last weekend at a Buc-ee's in Springfield, Missouri. Nathan and Jenna Birdsong were rushing to the hospital at 3 in the morning on Saturday. But for baby Elena, she just wasn't going to wait that long. The couple pulled over into a Buc-ee's when they realized that they weren't going to make it. Nathan called 911 and a representative from Mercy Hospital talked him through what to do.
It wasn't too long. I pulled in there, parked the truck, hopped out, got on her side, was trying to look, see if any emergency services was on the way. On the phone with 911 still with a representative from Mercy who talked to me how to deliver the baby. I delivered her at 3:16. By 3:17, that's when I seen Stratford PD start coming in the parking lot.
By the time police arrived, Elena had been born. She and her mother are both happy and healthy. Austin is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later the Times Square New Year's Ball gets a major makeover with thousands of new crystals.
The Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, home of Connect-A-Culture and Spivus Center for the Arts.
Much of our Monday was soggy. Now as we're heading into the evening hours, we're starting to see these showers begin to scatter out. Not as widespread in nature as we saw earlier today. Some of them still a little bit heavy out there, but the intensity of the showers now as they move northeast starting to fade a little bit out there. So that is good news, but these are still inconvenient showers, like you're coming home from the grocery store and you're trying to take your groceries out of the trunk and it just begins to drizzle and you're like, come on. So we're dealing with these pesky showers that are going to be bothering us throughout the evening and overnight tonight. They're in no hurry to get out, moving rather slow. But taking a look at our rainfall totals, well, we're not really looking at any sort of flooding risk, but we have seen some accumulating rainfall here. Neosho, Joplin as well. Let's take a look at some of those rainfall totals here. We saw nearly an inch of rainfall in Joplin, 7/10 of an inch just south of Neosho there. So definitely some accumulating rainfall over the last 24 hours. Rainfall across the entire region, again, anywhere from about an inch upwards of 2 inches in some areas if you consider from the start of last night into this morning. Now, the good news is what we're looking at, well, we saw some widespread rain today, but that's going to transition to just scattering out into Tuesday morning, maybe just a brief shower or two on Tuesday. Wednesday, things really clear up for us. We're just going to be dealing with some possible chilly temperatures, which we'll talk about in a minute. Thursday, things for the holiday looking really good out there, just a little bit chilly, but Friday, that's when our chance of showers return. So let's walk into that a little bit and see, time this out and see what we can expect. So right now, winds are still coming out of the south, bringing in that moisture. That's why we see this layer of cloud cover encompassing much of the region. Temperatures this evening in the upper to mid 50s out there right now. Those showers going to begin to scatter out, move off to the east, but you'll notice by Tuesday, 8 a.m., still dealing with these overcast conditions, but the difference here now, winds out of the northwest coming in, bringing in some cooler temperatures. As those clouds scatter out, we're going to see the opportunity for some sunshine, especially off to the northwest. You could see temperatures in the 60s there, but if you're off to the southeast, we're going to see temperatures sticking in the 50s most likely here, as these clouds won't clear out until after the sun sets. But a brief shower can't be ruled out for tomorrow. We have another system on the way, though. Here's a short wave here that could bring just a few flurries early Wednesday morning, possibly into your Thursday morning. So keeping an eye on that. But our next rainmaker doesn't come until next weekend. So let's get a little bit of a closer look here. Here's that shortwave Wednesday. Just a few flurries Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Nothing accumulating though, but temperatures in the lower 30s. That's going to be chilly for Thanksgiving. And then there's that rainmaker that starts on Saturday and becomes widespread in nature by the time we reach Sunday, with the potential for a few flurries possible into the following week. But let's take a look at that 7-day forecast and what you can expect there. We're looking at 47 Wednesday and Thursday. So Turkey Day is a little bit chilly. But Tanya, it's not about the high temperatures. It's about the low temperatures out there. It's going to get a little chilly as we see those getting right to around freezing as we head for the holiday.
And next week, even colder yet.
Yeah, and that's when we could be talking about maybe a few snow flurries, maybe even a little accumulation, but we're not saying that's not written in stone just yet.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Austin. Well, coming up next, your Thanksgiving air travel forecast.
Air travel put to the test this week as airports continue to dig out from all the shutdown-related delays. I'm Jonathan Seri in Atlanta. I'll have details coming up.
thousands of clients throughout Southwest Missouri.
Nominate your Forced Aid hero today.
If you're heading out the door to visit family and friends this Thanksgiving, you'll have a lot of company on the roads and in the skies. Another record-breaking travel week is on deck as federal officials try to reassure Americans the shutdown-related delays are behind us. Fox News senior correspondent Jonathan Suri reports.
The nation's airports are facing their most significant stress test since the end of the government shutdown, as travelers pack their bags to visit friends and family for the Thanksgiving holiday.
This is going to be the busiest Thanksgiving that we have on record. 31 million passengers flying by air.
While things are in a better place than they were 2 weeks ago, flyers should still anticipate long lines and potential delays.
The earlier you get there, the less stress that you're going to have.
Lower your expectations. Take it slow. Take it at a toddler pace.
Meanwhile, AAA projects around 73 million Americans will hit the road. Remember to check your tires, fuel, and battery before you go. AAA says it responded to nearly 600,000 roadside service calls last year.
The good news for drivers is that gas prices are the same as they were last year. The national average was $3.06 last Thanksgiving. That's about what we're paying this year.
Tuesday and Wednesday are expected to be the worst days to drive or fly, along with the return trip on Sunday. If you do have to come back on Sunday, try to leave as early as possible.
Give yourself extra time. We sound like a broken record, but especially this year, we're expecting that people need to arrive at least 2 hours before a domestic flight.
Adding to the fun, the National Weather Service warns a polar vortex could be on the way, plunging temperatures across the central U.S. later this week. So don't forget to check the forecast before you head out the door. In Atlanta, Jonathan Siri, Fox News.
Well, coming up next, a 95-acre bike park with 10 miles of trails opens in Joplin.
I'm Scott with Windows for Less. Old Man Windows.
Committed to community service.
Well, the rain didn't stop the city of Joplin from opening its newest attraction this afternoon. The 95-acre facility is now the largest municipal bike park in Missouri. It features more than 132,000 square feet of bike park elements for all ages and skill levels and 10 miles of mountain bike trails. The project was funded through a local sales tax, hotel tax, and a $1.5 million state grant.
What's so unique about this project is this really is a world-class bike park, and now it's in Joplin, Missouri. We build these all over the world. This is unique for us because we got to build one right here in our hometown.
Officials announced plans for a major bike festival in 2026. It's expected to draw riders from across the nation. How fun. Well, 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. A court ruling halts 2 high-profile cases against prominent government officials. And the GOP loses a key member as the Trump green feud escalates.
Big Bang Theory, tonight at 10:30, right here on Fox 14.
The best used car selection and savings are only at Roper Honda.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
And this is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department will seek an immediate appeal after a federal judge dismissed criminal cases against 2 of President Trump's political opponents. U.S. District Judge Cameron McGowan Curry halted prosecutions against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. The judge ruled the prosecutor who brought the charges was illegally appointed by the DOJ. The ruling focuses on Lindsay Halligan's appointment as interim U.S. Attorney General or U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Now, defense lawyers argued Halligan's appointment was invalid. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's abrupt resignation announcement caught many people off guard. It follows a very public falling out with President Trump, who Greene has fiercely supported over the years. Fox's Caroline Shively has the latest.
In a town known for political food fights, the Donald Trump-Marjorie Taylor Greene battle still stands out.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
I don't think her life is in danger. I don't think Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
The once stalwart presidential ally says she's resigning from Congress in January to spare her Georgia district from a hurtful and hateful primary by the president we all fought for. Their split has been months in the making, Green says, because she pushed for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States.
Democrats appear to be enjoying the fissure while Republicans are trying to move on.
Because she advocated for survivors, there's no room for her in Donald Trump's party.
I wish her all the best, but we've got a job to do now, which is to deliver the promises that President Trump made on the campaign trail.
Sunday evening, President Trump said the GOP was better off without lowlifes like Green. But the House majority isn't. Republicans currently hold a 6-seat advantage with 3 vacancies.
218 votes, that's the minimum we can have, and we leaves no room for any type of error.
Despite the rumors, Green says she has no interest in running for the Senate or president. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
The U.S. continues to build up its military presence in the Caribbean as the Trump administration reportedly prepares for its next phase of operations against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's regime. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has more from Trinidad.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro dancing to his "No War, Yes Peace" speech as the Trump administration ramps up its war on narco-terrorists. The State Department is now designating a cartel linked to Maduro as a foreign terrorist organization, opening up the door for possible strikes in Venezuela.
The Maduro regime survives because of the largesse and the muscle of these drug cartels. So if the drug cartels go out of business, so does the Maduro regime.
Over the weekend, new FAA warnings led several international airlines to cancel flights into Venezuela after American F-18 Super Hornets were spotted flying off the coast. And according to a Reuters report, the U.S. is ready to launch its next phase of military operations that would likely begin with covert action inside the country.
Venezuela was a major point for Russian and Chinese infiltration. We cannot allow our greatest geopolitical rival in Beijing to have a presence in our neighborhood.
About a third of deployed American warships are now stationed in the Caribbean. But the White House is still facing questions from some lawmakers over whether its strikes on suspected drug smuggling boats in the region are legal.
Decisions to go to war in the Caribbean, Venezuela, which are strictly within the purview of Congress, and Congress needs to be making those decisions and debating it.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Raisin Kane, has arrived in Puerto Rico to meet with the forces taking part in Operation Southern Spear. In Trinidad, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Austin is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later holiday traditions continue as First Lady Melania Trump receives the official White House Christmas tree.
At Aaron Saxon Associates, our word.
Tonight's weather camera footage of downtown Joplin sits atop the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, home of Connect to Culture and Spiva Center for the Arts.
Well, a soggy Monday, yes, but showers are starting to diminish out there, and we are going to see a clearing as we head into Tuesday. Not right away. We'll talk about that here in just a minute, but a quick look at these showers. Over the last 2 hours, we started to see the intensity of these showers start to fade, which is good news for us, especially as we head into the evening. By the time we wake up tomorrow, most of these showers are going to be out of the area. We're not going to be dealing with much. In terms of accumulation, though, I mean, between Joplin and Neosho here, we've seen nearly an inch of rainfall. Joplin saw just around an inch, 7/10 of an inch just south of Neosho there. So it has been some consistent rainfall throughout today, and over the last 5 days, well, I mean, we've seen quite a bit of rainfall too, nearing 3 inches of rain. Pittsburgh, Chanute, Joplin. It's been quite the wet week for sure. Now, as we head into Tuesday, things taper off. Maybe a brief shower Tuesday. Keep the umbrella handy just in case. But as we get ready to travel for our holiday, Wednesday, Thursday, looking really good. It's the traveling back home after the holiday that we start looking at showers returning. Let's Let's talk about that here in just a minute. We'll start here tonight, 10:30. We start noticing temperatures here, mid-50s, showers starting to exit the area. Notice winds were still coming out of the south. By tomorrow morning, winds coming out of the northwest here. Still dealing with widespread cloud cover as we're waking up. It's going to feel a little overcast out there. So you wake up, you're like, ah, man, it's still cloudy out there. The good news, by the time we reach the late afternoon hours, cold front passes through, clouds start exiting the area, temperatures in the 60s for your Tuesday for portions of the region that are west of 49. Now, if you are south of 44 or east of 49, cloud cover doesn't begin clearing until the evening hours, so temperatures still probably hanging in the upper 50s through most of the day. As we head into Tuesday, though, again, things still going to be rather clear out there. Brief sunshine or two, minute or two out there, but we'll start to see temperatures falling. 45 here by 9 o'clock in Pittsburgh, 46 Joplin. Overnight hours, though, temperatures dropping into the 30s thanks to those winds coming out of the northwest. Holiday travel information and what you need to know. Well, hey, let's take a look at this. Chilly Wednesday evening. Make sure you fill your tires before your trip there. As we head into these cooler temperatures, air molecules move much slower, which condenses them. Less pressure in your tire. Thanksgiving going to be sunny and cool out there. That's hibernation day right there. Holiday weekend, rain chances are returning for that travel back home. Here's the next system that comes in, a short wave. We see a possible snow shower or two on Wednesday morning, but nothing accumulating. And our next chance for some rainfall out there, well, that is going to be the next rainmaker, some accumulating rainfall once again. And we see those temperatures next week in the 20s overnight. So it's going to be chilly, and then we start talking about the potential of maybe even an accumulating snow shower, but not written in stone. We're keeping a very close eye on that as we approach it.
But getting to Thanksgiving should be great.
It definitely should be. Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
All right. Well, students with the Joplin area Catholic schools rolled up their sleeves for the first system-wide days of service. Kids from all 4 schools are participating in tailored service projects in partnership with various local organizations. In this case, kids are at the Schroeder Family Explorium, moving boxes and organizing in preparation for Thursday's turkey trot. Other participating organizations include the Salvation Army and the Community Clinic. Students are serving both on and off campus.
For the most part, we made cold calls. We reached out to organizations in the community that we thought could use the help, especially around this time of year, the holidays coming up and Thanksgiving, and just offered our services and said, here's the days that we're available. What can we do to come help?
The days of service will continue tomorrow, and a third service day planned for February will coincide with Lent. Still ahead, 2 Pitt State athletes earn MIAA weekly honors. Plus, Gorilla men's basketball takes on Quincy at John Lance Arena. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
The Salvation Army Red Kettle Campaign.
Register to ring.com. Just drop off your donations and we'll take it from there. Thank you for giving.
Coming off a 1-1 performance in the Pitt State Classic, Gorillas men's basketball is back on the court tonight for a matchup with Quincy. CSU looking to bounce back after a Friday night loss facing the Hawks. First possession of the game, Donald Coates in the paint, passing it out to Connor Rogers. Shot clock running out. Rogers slips, chucks up the 3. It's good. The Gorillas jump to a 3-0 lead. Hawks looking to respond, but Mason English says, get that out of here. He swats it away and is fouled. PSU ball. And English can do it all. He pulls up for the jumper and nails it. Gorillas lead 11-5, but Quincy would storm back. After the missed three-pointer, Herbert Martin collects the rebound and dribbles the width of the court for the fast break layup. The Hawks jump to a 16-11 lead and control the rest of the way. Quincy takes down Pitt State 80-74. After their performance in the MIAA Volleyball Championship last week, 2 Gorillas are named to the all-tournament team today. Maddie LaPointe and Josie McCroskey earned the honors after their performance in the Gorillas 2 tournament games. LaPointe led the team with 30 kills and added 10 blocks, while McCroskey finished with her collegiate career on a strong note with 58 digs on the weekend. Pitt State football won its 10th game in a row on Saturday in the Gorillas' playoff opener. KOAM Sports Director Ryan Blank has the recap from Kearney Smith Stadium.
Coming off a big win over Northwest Missouri State to claim a share of the MIAA title, the Pitt State Gorillas returned to Kearney Smith Stadium to open postseason play against Chadron State. And it didn't take long for the Gorillas to get the crowd on their feet in the jungle as Tywon Atkins Jr. took the opening kickoff 99 yards for a return touchdown.
To start the very first play of the game to score is awesome, and great job by all 11 guys on the field to execute that. Had some great blocks, great execution by those guys, and then he has the ability, if he can find some open space, to definitely take it all the way, and he was able to do that. So that was obviously a great way for us to start the football game.
Following the big play from the Gorillas receiver, points came at a premium for both teams. And despite totaling a season-low 306 yards offensively, the Pitt State offense made a play with their backs against the wall, as Jackson Berry connected with Karan Parchman for a 28-yard touchdown to regain the lead in the fourth quarter.
We had one-on-one coverage mostly at every spot at receiver. 31 had been doing a good job, I guess, guarding him. I hadn't gone to him enough, but I kind of got pushed in the pocket a little left, so my eyes just went there and just put it up for him, and he really did everything.
Today I feel like I went against one of the best DBs I probably will go against all year. He went out the game, and we just had a chance, and we had to take that shot, and I just made the play I knew I'm capable of making, that I was waiting on making.
The Eagles would have a couple opportunities to respond, but with under a minute left, senior safety Jordan Rogers put the game on ice with his second interception of the day.
Defense for the last few weeks, we've been trying to emphasize taking the ball away to give the offense more opportunities to score. So we've been doing that a lot this week, just doing ball drills and just doing stuff to get the ball back to the offense. So big-time players make big-time plays, so I had to step in and do my part for my team for us to win.
An emphasis this week for the Pitt State defense was to limit a rushing attack that averages over 180 yards per game. And on Saturday, the Gorillas stepped up, holding Chadron State to only 75 yards on the ground and less than 2.5 yards per carry.
All week we got our big three, and one of our big three was kill their heart. They run the ball down the middle, and that's the heart of their offense. So if we know if we kill their heart and when they run inside the tackles, the game's over with. And so we trusted our front five and our linebackers to get stuff done, and we got the back end. Our energy is contagious, I'll say. Just like for me and Christian Cross, you seen us starting out yelling, making plays. It just brings energy to the defense and brings confidence to them. And I told the defense the game's on us. So let's manifest this right now and go and make plays and do what you can best to make a play. Don't wait for the next person, make your play.
After the game, head coach Tom Anthony credited his team for another come-from-behind victory and continuing to battle through adversity.
If there's a word, to describe this team, it is resilient. For us to start the season 0-2, to be where we're at right now, so much growth has happened. Our leadership, our ability to make plays, our ability to execute, and so many times this season, as I just kind of look back in my mind right now, so many times we've been down late in games, and these guys just battle their way back and find a way to win football games. So I think it says a lot about them as people, as competitors, and again, just super proud of them and the way we were able to finish the football game.
The Gorillas hit the road on Saturday for their toughest test of the season, the number 2 ranked team in the country, Harding.
Well, at least for a couple of the PSU volleyball players, they were able to end the season on a really high note.
Yes, a great way to end their season. A good performance out of the Gorillas in the MIAA tournament, even though it didn't go their way. And we've got some news out of the Missouri Southern volleyball team. They just elevated Joshua Moore from interim coach to head coach. So they've got a new guy as their head coach for next season.
That'll be fun to follow them.
Yep.
For sure. Thanks, Ben. We're back with more news after this. The White House kicks off the holiday season with the arrival of its annual Christmas tree. It comes as Times Square gets ready to ring in 2026. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in the nation's capital. First Lady Melania Trump receiving the official White House Christmas tree on Monday, a 25-foot concolor fir, which will sit in the Blue Room.
It's been pretty exciting, pretty surreal.
It came from Corson's Tree Farms in Sidney Township, Michigan, 150 miles northwest of Detroit, following a nationwide contest. In 2015, Corson's had the Reserve Grand Champion tree, which went to then Vice President Joe Biden.
It's been a long process preparing for this. Going back to the summer after winning the contest, and immediately your focus shifts to, okay, what's next? Now we need to find a tree large enough.
And in New York, the annual New Year's Eve ball drop has gotten a makeover. It's 9th since the tradition began in 1907.
You'll get to see just what we've been sweating out for the last 9 years.
The new ball was raised in Times Square for the first time on Monday. It's covered in more than 5,200 Waterford crystals, nearly twice as many as the last one.
The Times Square New Year's Eve ball represents hope, unity, and new beginnings. For well over a century, this iconic symbol has brought people together from all over the world.
The traditions continue Tuesday when President Trump officially pardons a pair of turkeys named Gobble and Waddle. In New York, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Up next, horror fans and drama lovers get new picks for weekend viewing. From horror to drama, this week's new digital DVD and music releases are available to add to your home library. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin runs down the list of what's new in home entertainment.
The Conjuring Last Rites tops this week's list of new home releases. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson return as Ed and Lorraine Warren in the final chapter of the hit horror franchise. This time, the couple takes on their most terrifying case yet, inspired by the real-life Smurl haunting.
Walk until there's only one of you left.
Mark Hamill plays a major overseeing a deadly event in the dystopian survival thriller The Long Walk. Based on Stephen King's novel, the story follows 50 teenage boys forced into a brutal walking contest where falling behind means death.
I suppose sometimes I do hate you. Ugh, sporadic hatred.
Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch play a married couple locked in domestic warfare in The Roses, a reimagining of the 1989 classic The War of the Roses.
We have this house for the weekend.
A couple's dream getaway takes a dark turn when they are forced to share an estate with a mysterious duo in the horror thriller Bone Lake.
I know you're scared, but you're with me now.
The sci-fi mystery Xeno centers on a teenage girl who forms a powerful bond with an alien after it crash lands in the desert, uncovering a secret which could change both their worlds.
I think I need to tell you the rest of my story.
In the drama Looking Through Water, a former executive reflects on a life-changing fishing trip with his estranged father as he struggles to connect with his distant grandson. The sci-fi action horror Primitive War sends a Vietnam-era recon unit into a remote jungle valley where they face off with an unexpected enemy, dinosaurs. In music, British pop singer Jessie J releases her 6th album, Don't Tease Me with a Good Time. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of animals at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago enjoying their Thanksgiving just a few days early. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.